much for being here with us today. This is a very special day for us, a day that we've been waiting for so long. And I want to thank Mr. Shafai for opening his doors so we can have this event. I want to thank Riceland Clinic for bringing such great doctors together today for our community. I feel overwhelmed. And I'm getting a little emotional because I can't thank you enough for caring for our community and our citizens.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It takes great people like you to move our city forward. So thank you for helping us move our city forward. Like we mentioned before, politics aside, this is not about us. This is about the people.
Amen. Yes.
As elected officials, we're here because we should be for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you lose that, you shouldn't be standing or running for office.
Thank you.
In 2014, when I ran for mayor, I ran with a vision to make our community better.
Yes.
I saw the communities around us and I saw what they were getting. Why couldn't we get that? I never considered myself a politician and I still don't. At heart, I'm just part of the people. I'm part of the community. I saw a lot of change needed to be made, but no one really did anything about it. Everybody complained about it, but no one actually took that leap of faith. I decided to do that because I had several clients that lived here, and they found out that I used to help in other communities and never in my own community. But that was not the case. The case was that there was an administration in the past that did not allow that. The only thing I could do is run for office, and they kind of tricked me into it. And the more I got into it, the more I seen, the more I wanted to help the community. And here I stand today in front of you. But there's still much to be done.
Yes.
My first term was a difficult term. I did not have the support to help our city move forward or take the city where the city needed to be. I was blessed to have good commissioners this term, Commissioner Ponder and Commissioner Chersky, who from day one, they fought alongside of me, literally every day. And it wasn't about them either. It wasn't, because we really don't get nothing out of this. It's not about money, it's not about anything, it's about our home. It's about our home and protecting our home.
Yes.
You can't let anyone come into your home and just take advantage of it. You got to protect it. The same way you protect your own home. But in order to do that, we have to unite in order to make things happen. So I have to thank Commissioner Ponder and Commissioner Chersky for believing in me, for believing in my vision and goals. This could have not been made possible if they did not support. We have done so much for our city in less than 8 months. I'll let Commissioner Ponder explain that in addition to the clinic, what the city, where the city was and where the city is at and where we plan the city to go. So again, I can't thank you enough for making not my dream, but our city's dream come true. Thank you so much, doctors. And if you would please stand so everyone can see you, and thank you personally. May God bless you for everything you do for our community, because who gives will receive 3 times fold. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And I want you to know that our city is here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. When I took office, the city was in dire straits. We used to have a kind of a running joke that you could always tell when the election time was coming up because all of a sudden things started getting fixed.
Yeah.
usually about 3 or 4 months before the election. You see some paint on some swings or some sand put in something or a road done. When Mayor Moya got me to run, the very first thing she told me is, I don't want to wait until 4 months before the next election. She said, I want you to hit the ground running. So what has the city done so far? The city has gotten so far, we have done 88 streets. We have completely milled and repaved. We have now 82 blocks of sidewalks. We have put in 602 new street lights that are all LEDs. We have a walking path that's in construction right now that was going to be 6 feet wide that will go from Galena Park to Jacinto City.
Awesome. Yes.
We've managed to get Panther Creek completely cleaned up. We have now one other thing that we can actually hang a hat on now, which is now the Riceland Clinic.
Yes. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been without any type of health services for the last 35 years. Some of you have been around as long as I have. I've been in Galena Park for 64 years. The last time I can actually remember having a doctor work on me or treat me in Galena Park was Dr. Nichols. And that was the hospital here. Okay. Since then, a lot of our citizens have had to do without.
Yes.
We've had to go to either Bayshore, we've had to go to Baytown, we've had to go to other places. The mayor told me that wasn't going to happen anymore. She immediately started working on bringing a clinic in here, and God shined on us because they brought us Riceland. They brought us Mr. Javed. He came in, and what impressed me the most about this man is he didn't come in and ask about him. What's in it for Riceland? The first words out of his mouth was, what can I do for the city of Galena Park? And it just threw me back because I had never had anyone that came in, whether a politician or otherwise, a businessman, that was looking out for the benefit of the community.
Thank you. That's right.
And I was so impressed that he immediately got on the phone while we were in conference and he said, make it happen. And immediately a swarm of people showed up. We managed to, or I didn't, the mayor managed to take an old building. Some of y'all probably recognize it when we get it open. It's the old Galena Park Bank. First checking account I ever had. I wrote the check to Mr. Powell for Western Auto. You're dating myself, aren't I? And she took this grand old building that other administrations wanted to tear down. And she's taking it, and she's going to convert it into a state-of-the-art clinic. I am very proud to have worked with her, and I am so looking forward to working with her in the next 2 years. We have so much planned, and one of the battle cries that we keep telling everybody, folks, if you like what you're seeing now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Now I'd like to introduce you to the man who's making this possible. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Galena.
Thank you, Commissioner Founder. Thank you, Mayor. Well, when I started my campaign, and this is exactly what we started walking into different communities and meeting the leaders of the communities and putting our notes together that what we can do. And I want you to know today that how did it start? You know, I was looking at a hospital in this district about a year ago to reopen it. So then in between Harvey, due to Harvey, a couple of others got shut down. So we were still making our communications and wheeling and dealing to reopen the hospital. So when you do that, you do a due diligence, you do a business plan. When I started doing our business plan, we realized that it's not just the area we were looking at by other side of Pasadena, South Houston. So its whole District 29 is pretty much underserved.
Yes.
So then I started gathering my other information. So communicating with people and authorities, I realized this is not that simple. It's simply broken. So how do you do that? And I want you to know this, that Galena Park, no clinic, no healthcare, I understand that. It's 11,000 plus population, pretty much isolated, railroads all around. So that sort of cut you, this little town, away from every other, access to any other place in timely manners. So that's what we call a critical access place, right? So if I go and apply for a critical access hospital, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get rejected. They will tell me it's a metro county and it's not far from downtown Houston. Now, question is, it's not far from downtown Houston and it's a metro county, but someone is sick and it will take 40 minutes before you take the person to any hospital, and majority of the time when the person will get to the hospital, it's already full. So it's not just a healthcare broken here, healthcare laws and the whole system is broken in DC. And that's what you need to send me over there. So what we're doing here, building clinic and taking care of the primary care is the easier part. What we really need to do is further down. When we find, let's say we find a patient who needs more than primary care, he needs some cardiologist to look, and possibly if there's more needed there. So how do we do that? So the work is not done. Just this one clinic itself, we won't call it like that. Just like Commissioner Ponder said, there's more we need to do. And we need federal government, we need state government, and we need county to put in their share.
Yes.
And this is not going to happen. Hey, Galena Park, well, listen, you are your city yourself, and you go take it. It doesn't work like that. So I will make sure, as a congressman, that I will put all these people and fix these things the way it's supposed to be fixed.
Yes.
Now, and I want to say thank you one more time. Between me and my team, we look at an opportunity. The best thing, one of the beautiful things happened during my campaign. I met this gentleman with this blue shirt right in the middle. And I feel utmost pride that we develop our friendship real quick, real fast. I can call him anytime. Well, too bad he goes to sleep like maybe 5 o'clock in the evening and gets up at 3 o'clock. So, he said that between him and Mayor, they are 24/7. So between me and you, we can make it 24/7 too. So, but every time, even though in the odd hours, we did. That's why you have seen the groundbreaking within what? Less than 2 weeks? And I have not really dealt before any city, any mayor, any commissioner, or any council in any city can move this fast. So, regardless if we are behind on anything, if this is the attitude, we will not be behind. So we will work together, and healthcare is not the only thing. We will work together on education of our children. We will work together to fix the infrastructure and the look of our neighborhoods. We will work together to bring the high-paid jobs here in this district. And I need your help. My name is Javed, and I'm running for Congress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Javed, and thank you, Mayor Moya, for bringing this Riceland Medical Clinic to us. And let's
ask everyone if they want to eat right here.
Oh, and we have food over here, so yeah, everyone wants to come and eat. Thank you.
Come on.